Now that you're here, I guess what does it mean to have the fact that a new community, I guess, voted you in, embraced you enough to get you here, and have you noticed, I mean, how much they've supported you?
Yeah, it's cool. I think it's just shows sort of the passion of Sabres fans. I think, and to me, I'm grateful that they probably put in a lot of work for that to happen, and hopefully I can represent them well. I think it's especially for me my first year. I think it's cool to be embraced like that, and again, it's something I think you come over and you don't know much about sort of a city aside from being an opposing player. I think you get an extra appreciation when you get to see it and be in the community, and it's all been positive for me so far.
Have you noticed around town when you go out at all? I mean, I don't know how much
A little bit here and there. I think people are really nice and respectful, and yeah, I think it's a town that sort of loves their sports. They love the Bills, they love the Sabres, and to be able to sort of represent them in that is something that we're kind of proud of, and it's something cool to be a part of.
Change of scenery. Wanted to ask you about Elias Lindholm and Noah Hannafin. I mean, what did you see in their game that said that they might be poised for a big step forward, like they're taking in Calgary this year?
Yeah, I think they're pretty young players, I think, and they've got a lot of tools. I think they've got a lot of physical tools, and I think that sometimes those young guys, I think sometimes they can take sort of improvement in kind of leaps, and I think that's what you're seeing with them. I think that Elias, especially, I think playing with him for a few years, I think you saw all the talent he had, and I think that sometimes get in a different situation. Obviously, that line is pretty dangerous, and they're pretty productive. But he plays the game the right way, and he's still got that high-end skill, which is a pretty good package to have. So yeah, it's nice to see him having the success he's having.
A very nice two-way defender. I mean, as far as his game, I know he was a very young player. He just had those first couple of years in Carolina. But anything unexpected there, or is this kind of just a natural progression of what he should come?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think it's just sort of natural growth. I think he's still young. He's a D-man. He's coming in the league as an 18-year-old. I think that's incredibly tough to do, I think, and he's going to continue to get better, and with the tools he has and sort of how successful he's been throughout his career, I think it shouldn't surprise people when he keeps getting better and keeps growing as a player, because he is so young and he has had such a good start to his career, and it'll be fun to watch him.
That's kind of an odd situation with Bill Peters going with them. I guess he was instrumental in bringing him over. What did you see in his approach that maybe has clicked with the Flames and allowed them to kind of take off under his guidance?
Yeah, he's a good coach. I think for me, I don't get to watch the Western Conference as much as maybe I should. Like, I don't follow them super closely, but I think from my time in Carolina, he's very dialed in with systems, I think, and nowadays I think you look at the game and there's not much space, there's not much room for error, and he seems to have them sort of playing well together, and they're playing a good fit system. They play fast, and yeah, I think whenever you play them, you know it's going to be a tough night, and that's what makes them one of the better teams in the league.
What have you heard about the Buffalo fan base? The fact that they rallied around you and got you in.
Arguably one of the best players.
Yeah, I think just sort of the passion and love they have for sort of Buffalo sports. I think you get a little bit of a snapshot of it as an opposing player. I think you get to see when you get to a city and you get to sort of be in the community and sort of experience firsthand sort of what the community or what the team means to the community, what the community means to the team. It's pretty cool for me to see that and to be a part of it, and yeah, it's something I think that the players take a lot of pride in.
Jack was just saying how much it would mean to him for you to sign long term. Where do talks stand right now, and how much has Buffalo kind of won you over?
I've been having a good time. I think that my agent and the management will take care of it. I think that that kind of thing, I think it takes care of itself over time. For me, I just try and focus on sort of playing, and then when they call me, I kind of I get involved. But as of now, it's up to them, I think, and I just try and focus on playing hockey.
I think that they've in fact started talking though.
To me, I don't know what that means, because I think that obviously they're talking all year long. I think that management and agents, they talk all the time about different things. So I don't have any details. So that's basically what I go off of. And they're smarter people. That's why they're in management and I play. And I'll wait till they call me and fill me in. And for now, I just focus on playing.
The first 40 games take place and you're kind of playing hockey and the contract thing is off in the distance. Now we're into the second half of the season. How much do you think it can be a bit of a distraction for you, that it's going to be brought up a lot more because now we're past the holidays and people assume things are going to be moving?
Yeah, to me, I don't know. I think as a player, you just try and focus on things you can control, and that's sort of not something that has an effect on the game when we go out there and we play. And I think for us right now, we're in the thick of things, and we're in the thick of a playoff race, I think, and you want to go out and play hard and try and pick up as many points as you can and put yourself in a good situation. And that right there is all like enough for anyone really to focus on, I think. And yeah, that's going to be the main focus, and it's going to be a lot of focus because it's going to be a big challenge.
As a team, somewhere close to where you were the first 25. Maybe you're not the worst either, and you have been for 23 games.
Yeah, I think just that consistency. I think that every team's going to go through adversity. Every team's going to go through sort of spurts where maybe they play well and they don't get the results, and then the next game they don't play so well and still don't get the results, and somehow sometimes that kind of snowballs. And I think for us, you try to find that consistency. I think there's been some games lately where we've played well, we haven't gotten the results, but we got to stick with it and continue to try and get better, and continue to know that games now are going to get tougher. It's going to be harder to pick up points, and we're going to have to be up to the challenge.
How have you grown as a player over the years to put yourself in a better position to help the team make the playoffs?
I think just the more you play, the more guys you're around, the more things you can pick up from guys that you've been around. I think that all that stuff helps, I think, in experience, in sort of any types of situation, just like it helps in any workplace or in life. I think you look at what other people have been through, you're able to bounce things off of sort of teammates, and you're able to sort of adapt to situations a little bit quicker because I think you've seen them or a version of them a little bit before in the past. So hopefully that sort of helps you going forward, and hopefully it sort of can help the group too.
Is this the best chemistry you've ever had with the centerman, do you think?
It's probably the best production I've had. But yeah, probably. I don't know. I think that he's probably the most talented player I played with, so that helps. I think I don't know if you call that chemistry or talent, but I think for me, reading off him is easy because he is so talented. I think that the game seems slower for him, I think, and as a result, he draws people to him, and he's still able to make plays with guys, and he opens up space and time for everyone else on the ice, from not just me. I think the defensemen too, and the other wingers. So yeah, I think it's tough to sort of pinpoint one thing, but if I were to sort of put a general statement on it, I think that's sort of how it kind of works. I think for me, at least.
Any goalie you don't want to see on a break?
It's pretty good. I think he's good. I mean, I think that the team's had some pretty good success early on. I think that's a result of his leadership. I think that he's a competitive guy. He obviously draws a lot of attention from other teams, and he brings it every night. And I think that guys feed off that. I think that's a great thing to have. I think at the top of your lineup, to have a guy that sort of drives your team in that competitive way, and then obviously the talent speaks for itself. But for me, I think when you talk about sort of how he is as a leader or a captain, I think that's the thing that stands out, because I think there's the talent separate from that. I think that his sort of competitiveness. I think that's what drives the team, and yeah, it's definitely a positive attribute of his.
Is he loud in the room? Does he
He speaks up. He speaks up when he needs to. I think. Yeah, I think he. I don't know really like if he's sort of medium loud or loud, but I think like he speaks up. He speaks up the right amount, and yeah, guys definitely listen when he's speaking.
How impressed have you been by your teammate Rasmus Dahlin? I mean, he could have very well been playing in this game. He's doing incredible things for being only 18 years old. Is that a guy that you want to, sign up to play with for the rest of your career?
He's pretty good. Yeah, he's pretty good. I sign up to watch him too. I think that. Yeah, seeing a guy that's 18 years old and a defenseman, I think obviously he's got a lot of adjustments coming to a new country, and to see how he's sort of made that adjustment so seamlessly, I think is more of a testament to his off-ice character, I think. But on the ice, he's super talented. He's going to continue to get better, and that's going to be fun to watch for a long time.
Jeff, how has your family enjoyed the opportunity to see you play in Buffalo this year? We've had the luxury of running into some of your family members on game nights, and I'm just wondering what it's like for you personally, and how that changes your your communication with them on game days and things like that.
It's been fun. I think it's nice for them to be able to see me. I think even just sort of visiting, I think it's a lot easier for them, and they had to sort of plan out sort of how they get off work, and when a home send was when I was in Carolina, and for them now it's a lot closer, obviously, and they can get to a lot more home games, which they've enjoyed, and I enjoyed too because you get to see them, and yeah, it's been fun.